Hello gorgeous people who love to scrap. It's Far from Australia. Hope you guys are doing great. Today's a beautiful day outside. I had wanted to record yesterday, but yesterday was so dark and gloomy and it was like 6 degrees. It was so freezing cold. Just wanted to share a couple of projects today with you all, and these beautiful projects were or are created for Bonnie, and Bonnie is Sassy Scrappers here on YouTube. Hi Bonnie, I love you. I have already sent out Bonnie my first package already, but I was unaware that we were actually doing a fabric journal swap. I hadn't made a fabric journal for her, so I have gone ahead and created one in the last couple of weeks for her, and I have completed it a few weeks ago, maybe just over a week ago now, but I was waiting for a personalised stamp that I had asked to get custom made for her to come in the mail, and that has arrived last week Friday. So before I send it all out, I wanted to record this and share with you guys the gorgeousness of these projects that I have made or created for Bonnie, and I hope you love them, Bonnie, as much as I've enjoyed working on them. They're so beautiful, and I just wanted to keep them myself, but I can't keep everything that I make because I make them for my special friends. So without saying too much more, I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys what I've created. There are 3 projects here. There's this beautiful tattered ruffled angel wing that I have created, as well as a bag here, and all handmade, and inside this bag is a beautiful fabric journal that I have created for Bonnie also. So let's go ahead and share with you guys my creations. I'll share with you guys this beautiful angel wing first. I'll pop it down there. Okay, this beautiful angel wing is Pinterest inspired, and I have actually created an account on Pinterest. Finally got some chance and created an account and have added heaps and heaps of images and photos and great craft ideas and stuff like that. So if anybody wants to get inspiration regarding gorgeous projects, laces, doilies, anything at all, just join me on Pinterest. You can follow me, and whenever I add new projects, you guys will be able to see it also. Not new projects, when I add like pins from other people also. Let's go ahead and share with you guys this beautiful ruffled angel wings. So like I mentioned, it was Pinterest inspired, and I'm not sure exactly what size the other people made theirs, but mine, I just wanted a good size, and as you guys can see, my hand there is really nice. So you'll be able to put it in a beautiful wall, hang it on the door, hang it anywhere you like. I have hung it on my door in the meantime, and it's been looking wonderful. So to make the angel wing, all you do is just trace out a wing or draw a particular shape that you like. I didn't actually draw. I just put 2 of the cereal box board together, and I just cut a design of what I thought an angel wing would look like, and from there I cut 2 sides to make the left and the right. So once you cut, just put it together. Once you cut one side and put 2 pieces together, you flip it open, you get your 2 sides. So you get your left and you get your right. So that's pretty much it. If you want to use chipboard or stuff like that, you can, but it'll probably be harder to cut. I just use cereal box board, and it's a lot easier to cut. Maybe medium weight chipboard and stuff like that. It'll probably be more sturdy, but after you adhere the fabric and stuff like that on it, it is pretty like it holds its shape pretty well. So that's what I was trying to say. So that's the front there. I gathered all the fabric on my sewing machine first, using the widest width and the tightest tension on your sewing machine, and then it would ruffle the fabric for you. And all I had to do from there is, if the ruffle's too tight, I just open the pleats up a little bit more. Like here, I would just spread them out a little bit more, and that way your fabric goes a long way, as well as it's not too ruffly. Just space them out a little bit further apart here, the ruffles, so it looks better. And then from there, I just layer my hot glue down, and then just start staggering from the bottom each layer all the way up. So I didn't overlap it too much. I just went as far as where I have stitched across here, to make sure that they all overlap in the same. If you put it too high, you won't get as many layers of ruffle cascading down. So it depends how you want to achieve your look. So I ruffled that, all the way up. I hot glued that all down, and on this side also. And then to embellish the center, I've made this beautiful, beautiful tattered flower. This is just a fabric rose that you buy like in bunches, and I just added other stuff to it. I added this beautiful curtaining fabric, like lace inside there. Let me zoom in. That's better. So in some random areas, I just made big triangles, and then just go down to the bottom of the petal, and then just hot glue that on in random parts of the petal there. And then the inside here, I've cut out a piece of doily, stuck that inside here, and then another part of that curtaining tool, and then a beautiful pearl center for my dangle. I actually made two bows, one bow here with seam binding and just lace at the back here and position higher up, and then another bow down the bottom here that's made from seam binding, more laces, and a pearl trim also, and I just hot glued that down the bottom, and it just gave it this beautiful long tassel dangle there. So gorgeous. This particular flower here is inspired by Tricia. Hi Tricia. Tricia is a little Shabby Chic here on YouTube, and she makes the most jaws-dropping gorgeous flowers ever. So this is one of her loopy Shabby Chic flowers, and she has a tutorial on this, and I'll try and remember to put the link down below, so if you guys want to make this beautiful flower here, you guys can pop over to her channel, sub her, as well as say hello to her and show her some love. It's so beautiful. I love your flowers. I've been making them like mad, so when I had a chance to. So thank you so much for your wonderful tutorial, Tricia. So that's the front of my angel wing. And then on the back of my angel wing, I've lined it with this beautiful rose or flower fabric that I've picked up at the charity store. So super gorgeous. And at the top here, I've just made a little tie, so Bonnie will be able to hang it up. And that's how it looks like there. So that is my beautiful angel wing that I have created for Bonnie, and it's so luscious and so gorgeous. So I hope you like it as much as I do, Bonnie. I have to make one for myself also. Okay, the next item is this beautiful, beautiful tattered bag full of laces and doilies, and this vintage image of this beautiful girl here. I inspired myself again with this bag. Inspired myself, meaning I have created something very similar to this long time ago. If you guys have been watching my vids since when I first started crafting, when I was living back in my old hometown, I had created doily bags that look very similar to this one, and I had uploaded a tutorial on it. So if you go back through my vids, you'll be able to see the tutorial and follow the steps on how to make this beautiful bag, and it's so super easy. You wouldn't believe how easy it is. So just go through my vids and you'll be able to see the tutorial of how I created this bag. It's just a bigger version, and instead of like some of the bags I created were long, like wide or longer in length. This is longer in length, like wider, and other ones that I have made were similar size to this, like they're longer, but they're not as big as this particular one here. I don't have the measurements on me, but this would be equivalent to like a satchel or a normal size bag, because the mini that I've created inside has actually turned out bigger than I actually initiated or wanted it to be, because of the laces and doilies that I have added to it. It just came out super big. So this is the front cover here. It's so beautiful. So for the basis of my bag here, excuse me, for the bag here, I've used calico as my base, like I always say, calico. You guys in the States will call it muslin, I would say, but here in Australia it's called calico, or some kind of like a creamy cotton fabric would be fine, or equivalent to that is fine also. And on top of that, I had this beautiful vintage doily that I've picked up from the charity store, and I've just cut them both to size. And then if you follow my tutorial, you will know exactly how I folded the fabric to form this bag here. So the calico, and then I had this fabric on top, and then around the whole bag, top and bottom towards the bag here on along the sides, or the hem as you guys can call it, I've glued on this beautiful lace here also. You can stitch it if you want, but I was really pressed for time, and I was still busy at the particular time when I was making this, so I used hot glue for this anyway. So it was a lot simpler to make, and faster also to make using glue instead of sewing it on my sewing machine. I'll be sitting there pinning things forever. So Hot glue works well also. In some areas I've used stitching, but in other areas I've used hot glue. So it's both machine and hot glue that I have used on here. So I've hot glued the whole lace all the way around the sides, the front and the sides of the back of the bag here also. So isn't it doily beautiful? Look how gorgeous. The big the big doily. I think this was like a tablecloth that was really wide, and I had used it for another mini album that I planned to make out of fabric, and I used part of it on this bag here also. So that's how I achieved the sides and the basis of my bag. And then on the front here I've used this square doily that I found at the charity store. It had a lovely embroidered picture inside here also, which I have already covered, but I wished I had more because it was the only one I found, and it's so super gorgeous. I hope you guys can really see how beautiful this is. Just absolutely gorgeous and really stunning. I love it so much. So I kind of like had a picture or a vision in my head of what I wanted to create for the front, and so I layered that piece of doily down. It was like a rectangular piece just right here, and then I've chosen the image that I wanted to go at the front, and I've stitched zigzags on my sewing machine. Let me zoom in. Okay, so I've stitched zigzags on my sewing machine all the way along the 4 sides, and then I had used this beautiful tassel, kind of like trimming, that I purchased from my local craft store here. We hardly have any tassel trims in Australia here, so I was really happy to find this, and so hard to find. So I was able to find this and incorporate it right here, which added a lot of texture and beautiful what you call it, fluffiness, because it's got some fluff at the end here, a little fringing, so cute. This image I got off I think, if not Google, Pinterest. It's so beautiful, and I've made all these yummy scrumptious flowers down the bottom. So all these flowers are all handmade by myself. Followed different tutorials, my own versions of how to make flowers. Like, you just find fabric of coordinating colors and you just woof it up pretty much. This particular flower here, you guys might have seen it already. It's from a tutorial by Tricia, and it's the loopy flower tutorial that she has. This one's just a rolled rose. This one here is a flower made out of doilies, very similar to Tricia's tutorial, this layer here, but I've cut the loops, so I just made it really fringing, and added a couple of more doilies inside the center here with some pearls, flat back pearl in the center there. Another rolled rose made out of muslin. This one here is a loopy rose, also loopy flower also, but it's made out of this, like the softest baby pink fabric, and it's synthetic. This one's cotton, this one's synthetic, and they both tear differently. So that's a close-up of that beautiful flower. Isn't it just gorgeous? I'm so happy with these flowers. They're so beautiful. Thank you once again, Tricia. So that's the other flower there. So that's my rolled rose. They still don't look like Bonnie's rolled rose, but they're very similar, Bonnie. And there's that one there. And there's the muslin one. And on this side, I've seen another tutorial when I was on Pinterest a while ago, and they had a video on how to make this kind of like rolled rose, but it's like a twisted rolled rose type thing, but it's so beautiful. I've been practicing this. They're quite a hard rose to practice or to make, but once you do get the shape of it right, it's really beautiful. And this one's made out of doilies and a little rolled muslin there, so super gorgeous. Okay, so that's the front of my bag, and I've embellished the center with just different pearl centers, flat back pearls that I had in my stash, and this particular center here is just made out of a big flat back pearl, 2 smaller pearls, and then some random sew on rhinestones there. For the strap, I have again pleated some muslin as well as some lace and hot glued that onto here, and I've left a little bit of a dangle here, and I've ripped the muslin really fine, so I gave it this really tattered shabby chic look there on that side. And then on this side here, very similar again, I actually pleated 2 straps and then I tied them in the middle here. So if Bonnie wanted to adjust the length of the strap of the handbag, she can make it longer or shorter. Then on the ends, I've just ripped them into small strands, and then I've just tied some pearls onto the ends here to make it look really, really gorgeous. And I created this heart charm a while ago, and this was the perfect project to hang this gorgeous heart charm. So I added it here, and it's so dainty and so beautiful, and it went with this bag really, really well. So like I mentioned, when things are meant to be, they come out so super gorgeous. So that's my bag there, and the bag opens with this beautiful little tie down the bottom here that I've made out of my favorite curtaining tool fabric that I call it. You can find it in the curtain department. So it just ties. I've used a curtaining tool and this other coordinating lace that I had in my stash, and it just flips open like that. And on top of the inside flap here, I've just used this beautiful trim. I can't remember if I've purchased this from Suafuha or somewhere else, but I think it might be Suafuha from a while ago when she first originally opened the store. So I can't remember that, but it might be Suafuha. And inside is my gorgeous mini album. Ta-da! I can't do it like you do it, Annie. You go dun dun dun. Oh my god, Vast laughing at her own jokes, so silly. So that's my beautiful mini album that I have just taken out of the bag. Woohoo! It's so gorgeous. It's so beautiful. Let me put a cushion behind it. Okay, so I've put Miss Annie's gorgeous lace cushions that she sent to me a while ago at the back, just to prop up my mini album or fabric journal a little bit here. It's so gorgeous, isn't it, ladies? Oh, I love it so much, and you will too, Bonnie. I don't know the size exactly because I just cut out the fabric that I wanted to make it, but then it turned out almost A4 size. Isn't that so silly? Because I added length down the bottom and I added length at the top. So always keep in mind that when you're working with a fabric journal, it's always, if you're adding length here, here and here, you're always going to get a bigger journal than what you would, and like the size that you would plan out to make. But the reason why I made it to this particular size is to accommodate these pictures pretty much, because I printed them out on my printer and it came out this particular size only, and like there's 4 on an A4 size. So I just went with that, and I just cut my fabric around it, the basis of my fabric, just to accommodate this picture so it fits perfectly on here, as well as all the other beautiful images in this fabric journal also. So this is the front, and it's, oh, I had so much fun working on this, Bonnie, and I know you would love it as much as I have, you know, love creating this for you, and it's just turned out so perfect. So all the images are printed off either Google or Pinterest, and if you follow me on Pinterest, I have a whole heap of free printables that you guys can go through. I've got one under printables that has all mixed and fragments in there, and I have one that's under vintage ladies and vintage children, and you can just go in there mad and be able to save, copy and print as much pictures as you like. So follow me on there and you will have endless ideas, ladies and gents, if there's gents watching. So that's the front there. And let's see, the basis of my fabric journal are always, like I mentioned, made from calico. So you probably won't be able to see calico in here. Yes, you can here. Calico as my basis. This mini is like chunky and it's so luxurious. Like it's thick and lots of beautiful layers and trims in there. So that's the front. I won't go into too much details. I'll just show you quickly of what, like the pretty much the basic what I have used. I've used calico for my base, and then I've just gone ahead and layered different fabrics and trims from my stash on top. And then I've gone to choose the image that I want, put that on top, embellish that. On the sides here, I've just made beautiful handmade roses, flowers, and beautiful little pearl flowers here also. These were I followed Cynthia Luhu's wire tutorial a while back, so just check out Cynthia Luhu's vids, you'll be able to see that. And there's a cameo from my stash. I had this beautiful applique that's in the shape of an angel wing, and it just went on the cover here perfectly. It's so beautiful. And I added this cameo in the center from my stash. And then because Bonnie is like the queen of fabric journals, I've actually added this other cake that says the word. It's got the word queen and a crown on it. So it just went so perfectly. Bonnie, you are my queen, and you are everybody else's queen also regarding fabric journal and gorgeousness items, projects that you make all the time. Really, really beautiful. I've layered different laces and Kimpai or Venice lace, and there's like a peachy pink lace here, and there's beautiful doilies, and here's like I think what you call it, a placemat doily underneath here also. It's just layers after layers and after layers. Here I've added this beautiful bow that's made out of muslin or calico, curtaining tool, some pearl strands, and then I've put this beautiful bead spray here that Annie has sent me in our first original swap. Thank you, Annie. It's so beautiful. I put that there. On the sides here, the corner here, I put some mother of pearl vintage mop buttons. Added this beautiful coordinating rose that's very similar to the lace here. I just worked from this image. It had like this beautiful pink in here, so I just worked around it to create my focal point here, and the same here, and some more sprays here also. So that's the front of my fabric journal, and in the back it's made from this, created from doily as my basis, and then not doily, my what you call it, calico. I almost forgot what I was gonna say, the calico, and then this vintage doily. We've got beautiful lace down the bottom here, and some more vintage doily also. And then I've layered or staggered 2 layers of lace here as my binding there, just to hide the sides there, so it just looks really lovely. So that is pretty much it, and let's go ahead and share with you guys the mini album. I didn't put a closure or anything because the weight of the fabric holds down the book anyway. So that's pretty much the front cover there. Sorry guys, my hubby keeps interrupting me. So I had to on and off, on and off. So that's the front cover. Let's go inside the first and the second page. So this is the first and the second page, and again these images are saved in my computer either through Pinterest or Google search. So just depending on what image you're looking for, just like bird cages or vintage bird cages or vintage rose images and stuff like that, and there's a whole heap of images that will come up. So I won't go into much into detail, as the pictures here will be able to show you guys the amount of laces that I have created here, and up here and down the bottom I've embellished it with beautiful trims, bling from my stash, because I love bling, you guys know that. Bling center here, beautiful applique from my stash here. I think these were from Rosella that I have purchased from her a while ago. And on this side here, just some rosette trims that I think these from Frog Feathers that I purchased ages ago. Some more appliques, just torn up the edge of a doily and just ruffled that onto the side here. Really beautiful. To cover the base of my calico, I use this beautiful eyelet lace from my stash also. It's a wide panel, and I covered that. And then on top here is just 4 different layers of lace. There's this one here, there's like a table runner or a what you call placemat, and then this beautiful almost nude color lace, and this cream one. And then I had gotten this piece of curtaining tool, just twisted it, hot glued it down here, and I have spun some pearl strands across here also, and then added a flat back pearl here and a flat back pearl here with a buckle slider. And I have stickled the images with crystal stickles from Stampendous. No, not Stampendous, Stickles by Tim Holtz, I think, or I can't remember, but you guys know Stickles. On this one here, so it's glittery and shimmery. You guys can't really see it because of the lighting here, but it's so beautiful. So that's the first and the second page, and on this side here I've added doilies, and doilies and laces are just endless on this mini. It's so beautiful. And then this is the third and the fourth page, and image is of Pinterest, I think that image is, and I've just framed her with laces and trims from my stash and curtaining tool. And again, I've looped some pearl strands around it, added butterflies in the corner here from the lace the Lace Mama on eBay. So vintage mop buttons, handmade rose or handmade flower out of eyelet lace and some muslin fabric. Beautiful bow here out of this pink fabric, as well as curtaining tool. Dangle some baubles here. Some little roses that I have cut out from, you know, those big rosette trims, and I just cut out 3, added some bling in the center, made this little pleat down the bottom here with some muslin, and below that I have staggered some laces and doilies and just whatnot from my stash. And here is more doilies and laces and just layers and layers of yumminess. So that's that side. And this side here, this doily is so beautiful. I just want to leave it as it is, and Bonnie can add a picture of her or anything that she loves right here if she wants to, but I love it as it is there, and I just kept it so simple. Down the bottom here I've just staggered more laces and doilies and added some more handmade flowers here. This one out of curtaining tool, some bling in the center. This one out of eyelet lace, rosette trim, doilies and bead spray from Annie. And down here I've just added this beautiful charm that I have tied onto the little bows that I've made down here. The bird cage, a key, and some pearl buttons that I had in my stash, and dangle some pearl strands onto there also. It's really lovely. Just different laces and trims here from my stash. So that's the 3rd and the 4th page. And then coming to the 5th and 6th, which is the last page, I went like a purple theme. It's so beautiful because I worked off this image here. And this image here is a Janet Kay design image that you can find online, or she has a blog called, I think it's janetkay.blogspot.com. I'm not sure, but you guys can Google Janet Kay images and you will see heaps come up. So these fabrics here I've purchased at Spotlight, and they're really beautiful. They're coordinating, so I just went with like, it's actually pink, but it kind of looked purple to me when I was creating these, because I mainly created projects at night time, because during the day I'm always at the farm, so it kind of looked purple to me, but now it looks pink. But it kind of like all blends in really, really well. So at the back I've staggered different laces and trims, and then put this image on top, and then I just roughly torn or cut these fabrics, and also they're frayed and so tattered, and it's just so beautiful. Just stitched them on my sewing machine first, and then just hot glued it down. Add this little filigree from my stash and a button. Made some beautiful handmade flowers here out of the Tattered Florist die by Tim Holtz. Some doilies, and a buckle slider there. This flower here was actually sent to me by Kelly in our first swap. Really, really beautiful there. And here's just some sprays that are from Craft Supplies 1 on Etsy that I got in my design package a while ago. So thank you so much, Julie. They're so beautiful. And down here also I've just created lots of bows and staggered some ruffled up fabric down the bottom here. Made bows in the center here with muslin, and added these buckle sliders with the purple flat back pearl in the center that I got off Sarcrafters. This little birdie here is actually from Craft Supplies 1 on Etsy also, as well as these little silver stamens here. They're so beautiful. This flower here is from Kelly also, and the bow here I've just made and put a little bling on there just to accent her, and so beautiful. So that's that page. And then going on to this page, I've just laid some really wide lace down the bottom here. And then I've made this little pocket out of the same fabric that I have used here, that I purchased from Spotlight, and just added some tassel trimming that you can purchase from Spotlight here. Also a cameo setting that I've embellished and put onto here. These are like cabochon items, and I just hot glued them together and added this little tassel beading down here. And I'm just going to put her personalized stamp in here, as well as some extra other trinkets that I'm going to put in there for her, for Bonnie. Down here is just some beaded wedding trim from my stash. This beautiful rose or flower cabochon. I don't think that's a rose, I think that's like a flower cabochon that I purchased from Etsy a long time ago. A little key here and some white muslin. On the sides here, some beautiful lace trimmings and this beautiful tassel trimming from my stash also. So that is pretty much it. I apologize if I don't go into too much detail, because there's a lot and it would take such a long time, and I don't have a lot of time today also, because once I finish this beautiful day, so I'm always ending up at the farm. So that's my fabric journal here. so beautiful, as well as the bag here for Bonnie, as well as my gorgeous angel wing here. So I hope you like my creations that I have created for you today, Bonnie, and I love you guys so much and love you very, very much to my dear friend Bonnie, and hopefully we'll be able to swap again soon and I'll be able to create beautiful projects for you all. So gotta go, guys. See you next time. Bye bye.